Yo, what's up? How's it going?
What is going on?
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for listening to the PM&A podcast. This is episode 25. We do know the number this time.
We're for sure of it this time.
For sure. Thanks for listening, guys. This episode is brought to you by Always Bearded Lifestyle. They want you to take care of your beard. They have beard grooming products formulated with natural certified clean ingredients. They make beard oil, beard wax, and seriously, get on board with the beard cream. If you have a beard,
the beard cream is the best.
On the beard cream. Do what you do. Like, it's seriously,
good.
it's so good. Always Bearded. Check them out. They have Instagram, Facebook. They're on Amazon. Go buy their stuff.
And also, local shops too, by the way.
Local
look them up. They're everywhere.
We're all about local on the PM&A podcast, as you'll hear in the upcoming guest. So we're also we want you to check out Rose Pipes & Co. in historic St. Thomas. Our buddy Nate Rose from Rose Pipes & Co. makes handmade pipes for all your smoking, tobacco, and maybe marijuana paraphernalia. No paraphernalia, just pipes. He makes pipes and he does a good job, and he's just a rad guy. So check out Rose Pipes & Co. on Instagram. Anyway, let's get into this episode. We're talking to Ben from Murphy's Law Moonshine. What's up, Ben? How's it going?
Not bad, guys. How about you?
Thanks again for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks.
I was like so stoked when we heard that. Ernie was like, "Hey, we're gonna get Ben on to talk about the moonshine." Like, we actually have this will be our first, like, I guess, distillery brewery person coming on the podcast. So, thanks, Ben.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, thanks so much. So, I guess. Okay, go ahead, Ernie.
I was going to say, so actually you and I met when someone that was previously working for you, they introduced the two of us, and you guys were having a charity event. Was it Toys for Tots? Is that what it is? That's what I keep saying it is, and I could be wrong.
No. What we do is we pair up with Shine a Little organization, and what Shine a Little Light is geared up to do is to donate money into certain areas within the community that need it. So when you first came out to the distillery there, we were doing a fundraiser for the Grand River Hospital pediatric unit.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with kids. I knew that.
Yeah.
So we were doing that and just raising funds so we could get bears and stuffed toys for the kids on the unit. And then a little later on, we did it again. So the second time through, and raised a fair bit of money for them, and ended up donating 2 MacBooks so they could have the rock band. Oh
my god!
Oh man, that's awesome. It's all about supporting the local stuff. That's absolutely necessary.
How long have you guys been doing that for then? Is this, you say this is the second year you did it this year? Like last year? Sorry?
This was the second year that we paired up with. I think we're actually closing out the second year that we paired up with Shine a Little Light.
Okay.
So we've done, 2 for the Grand River Hospital, 1 for Elmira Community Living, and then 1 was a craft beer festival, again for Grand River.
Cool. So I'm gonna get into it. So lots of people can start any kind of business and stuff like that. Why did you guys? Why moonshine? Why is that like your thing? Like.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I bet it's a loaded question. I bet.
It's kind of crazy. So I ended up down West Virginia on an athletic scholarship when I was just turned 17, turning 18, but ended up down there when I was 17, and went down for cross country running, and I ended up there without ever visiting prior to going down. Originally, I was going to sign with a larger school based out of Wisconsin and get down there, come to realize that it's a dry Christian campus with all of 500 students on it.
Dry Christian campus. I know all about that.
Oh, yeah. They party all the time.
Yeah.
They party with Jesus.
Yep. Get down there, and it was just kind of not my scene with it, so... So started getting into the booze. I asked a guy on my team to get me some beer from Walmart there, and he got me hooked in on the moonshine, and from there peddled it a little bit for him for the first 2 years, and then following that,
you peddling it to the Christian boys and girls.
Oh yeah.
What kind of moonshine was it?
It was just straight corn liquor. So it was like,
Oh man.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
thick stuff. That's not.
Oh,
See, that's
yeah.
not. Knowing, because like I went to a Bible college myself. Knowing like the atmosphere of those kinds of places, probably they're not so familiar with the kind of
Not so keen.
moonshine strength that you're probably peddling. So
Yeah.
What proof was it?
whatever proof it came off the still, to be honest with you.
oh man, that's awesome. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
best story ever.
People were just getting it.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, I bet they were getting it. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. And like take it out of the jars, pour it into water bottles,
Oh boy,
run it.
just straight like the White Lightning stuff, or
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So like it was straight gas.
Oh
on
man.
that. And third year there was off campus, living in my own little apartment, and
Mm.
the guy that was actually selling it to me ended up building me a small little still, and that was a contraption and a half. So soup pot with some C-clamps around that lid, a male and a female plumbing adapter jammed through the lid, some copper pipe coming out of it, throw on a little bit of plumber's putty around the adapters there, and then the copper pipe elbowed over into the Home Depot bucket,
Buddy.
some cold water in the Home
Buddy.
Depot bucket,
Jesus.
and coiled down through. So
Man.
it was pretty wild.
Yeah,
Can't
that's pretty.
say-
Holy
Go ahead.
cow.
No, I was gonna say that's pretty. Like you always, there was this. I always see those stories of like those Kentucky guys that are up in the
Talking
what do you
about
call
the
the
TV show?
Appalachian Mountains? Yeah, the Appalachian
Yeah, the
Mountains. The guy
Appalachian Mountains.
up there,
Yep.
just like up there with their stills, like half their mouth is full of teeth, kind of thing. Like, get me my mouth.
That,
Yeah, man.
that's when you know it's good moonshine, when they don't have any teeth.
Yes, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
you started making your own stuff, and
Yeah, started making my own stuff. Can't say it was very good to begin with. Yeah, made it for the 2 years down there, and one of the times, my roommate down there dug into it, and like he thought he was big on it, so he got into a little bit of the apple and ended up a few like hours later out in the backyard puking, head in the knees. It was kind of funny.
usually getting into her.
Oh yeah, and then so fourth year there, lost my hearing on my right side due to boxing.
Oh
So
no way.
ironically, I can no longer pursue the police force, and that's what I really wanted to do. So my coach down there, he was a former Marine, and I was studying psychology and boxing and running, so everything was kind of adding up to doing policing, and just the loss of hearing deemed me, I want to say ineligible, but it didn't allow for me to pass my testing, and I just went from pursuing the police force right into making shine legally.
So,
know?
sorry, you said you lost your hearing. How much did you actually lose?
100% on my right side.
Oh man.
Jesus.
Just like, was it like a one shot kind of thing, or like what happened there?
So it was kind of a prolonged thing. So when I was 15, I was sparring. I started in boxing gym up in Orangeville there, and sparring, and then I perforated my eardrum, just doing that, and then over time it got worse and worse, and then I wasn't going to get a surgery on it until I was done boxing, because like there's no point, right? Just in the event that you perforate it again, you got to go through the whole process again.
Mm-hmm.
So went in for surgery the summer before my fourth year, and like bacteria got down in there during surgery and blew out all the cilia and busted up a few of the smaller bones.
Oh jeez.
So like it really kind of messes with like your balance. And,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you're
like with all the cilia being burnt out, you can
your cerebellum.
have some cases of vertigo from time to
Yeah.
time.
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, after that it was just cooked.
Oh dude.
Jesus. Did you have like signs where it was starting to do that? Where like say, like you had like that, what's that called? When it puffs up like that, like cauliflower. Did it start out like that, or did it just
cauliflower
have
is ear? Like that. That's not the internal.
Oh, I
That's-
guess that would
yeah.
be. Yeah.
That's more like jujitsu stuff.
Yeah. So basically, long and the short of it, just everything got right fucked up
Oh Jesus.
with it. So, time to time you can get vertigo. Like you don't have any hearing on the one side, so localizing sound is like terrible. It's crazy.
Man, So, when it comes to I guess you guys were starting your own moonshine thing and stuff like that. So, how did you start to think of like it as like a bigger business? Like, what made you think that way?
I ended up selling enough at school, and then like I was down there for Easter, and we ended up having like Easter dinner and had people over, and that whole thing was paid by moonshine that we sold up in the school, right?
Wow.
So I figured, if you can like have a pretty big go at it like that, you could turn around and make a business out of it. And
holy cow.
I'm not gonna ask you dollar amounts, but it must have been significant for you to think that way. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a steady flow. You had, I wouldn't call them regulars, but you had the guys that you could always go to and would buy a few bottles at a time. And then I think one of them was turning around, like we were selling to him, and then he was selling it off. And so it was kind of crazy. It was cool. It was fun, and totally not legal.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Well, it was in the States, so it doesn't cross the border. All right.
Best things in life aren't always legal.
That's awesome. So you came home. You're making some money off of the alleged moonshine, and then so what made you guys start Murphy's Law? Like how did that transpire?
So I ended up last year there, since I lost my hearing, looking into all the Canadian Revenue Agency and at that time AGCO guidelines for the distillery and getting your manufacturing permits and stuff like that, and basically just started pricing stuff out and got home, and I got involved in a young entrepreneur program, because at that point, other than just being a kid and selling stuff at the farmers market, I had no business background. So the only business experience I had was as a kid at the farmers market, selling off like a bunch of pine cones, spray paint them gold, and sell them off then.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And stuff. So when I came back, I got involved in a young entrepreneur program that like taught us all about forecasting, projections, business plan writing, and so forth. And when you complete that program, you actually get a grant to help start your company. So I got that and basically started everything up on about $30,000. And
wow.
Now today, like, it's a lot harder to do that just because of all the regulations that have come into effect since then. And I was fairly fortunate to be able to get in at a time where there was only a maximum of 15 distilleries in the province.
Yeah. So like, so right now, like I can't even think of maybe like one other moonshine distillery besides yours, but like, is there many like moonshine distilleries like in Ontario even?
No, so I believe we're the only moonshine exclusive distillery in Ontario.
Yeah.
And there's other distilleries that'll make moonshine.
Yeah.
Though, and then in the States, it's like our craft beer up here. Everyone and their mother's making moonshine.
Everybody and their mother's making beer right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, that's pretty unique. So that's a pretty niche market to get into. Why did you feel like it was like a good idea to like open your own business?
So basically, starting it up, I wanted to be the best in a category and not try and go after everything. So like master one, jack of all kind of thing.
Yeah.
That whole concept. So being the master one, started pursuing moonshine because that's what I knew how to make. And, didn't take this weekend warrior course where you learn how to make everything underneath the sun in terms of distilled spirits, and decided when I did it that that's all we were ever going to do was make moonshine. Then we applied to the LCBO, and the LCBO let me know that, like moonshine hasn't been that successful because there's a brand before us in a jar as well that wasn't doing so hot. And then when we started hitting the market, they ended up getting discontinued and delisted, and then a few others after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about because it had a weird label. Like, it looked like a preschool label on it. And it...
the cardboard label.
Yeah.
What does that mean,
yeah.
delisted? What do you mean by that?
No longer carried by the LCBO.
Oh, because they're like the be-all, end-all of booze in Ontario. Just so people know, if you're listening to it in the States, in Ontario, we have one place to buy booze, and that is one store called the LCBO, and it is open from 12 noon till maybe 6 o'clock at night. Like, it's very limited. So, like, it's a pretty, like, niche market when it comes even to booze. Beer is a little bit different right now in Ontario, but... moonshine is a little bit harder to get into, so the LCBO has its strict rules.
You got a stranglehold on the situation.
Exactly. So what did they think going forward after that?
So we just kept on doing well, and we communicate with the LCBO, but it's not like you get a pat on the back if you're doing good kind of thing. So you can keep track on certain sites of how your product is doing compared to others. And the past little while, we've been the number one moonshine being sold in the LCBO.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you whenever I go in, I always ask about it, and they say, yeah, that stuff is never on the shelf for long. That's people working there, they tell me that.
Yeah, it does well, it's nice.
Yeah.
So, but so we ended up with the apple pie, and then a few come in after that, and some from larger distilleries, and we've stuck on now for about 3 years, and we're just walking into our second general listing now as well with the White Lightning. Mm-hmm. So there's few different, say, calls within the LCBO. You can get 3 listings as a small craft distiller where you have direct deliver everything. Then you'll jump into, say, a seasonal listing, and then you'll move into more of their general listing. And we managed to, right off the start, get the apple pie in and land that listing, but then we had the White Lightning and the caramel being direct delivered, so far less stores would have it. Mm-hmm. And now more recently our sales have surpassed LCBO targets, and we're going to be walking into that seasonal general list again.
Oh man,
with the white.
Nice.
Because seriously, that apple pie, that's killer. Like, seriously, that apple pie is killer. And, like, I don't know, you haven't mentioned it yet, but that, what is it? Is it the blueberry?
The blue raspberry?
The blue raspberry.
Oh, man.
So you guys have, like, I don't know if you've cornered that idea, but that Sweet Jesus mix with the
purple Jesus.
The purple Jesus, sorry.
Oh, no, that purple Jesus is actually made with the White Lightning.
Oh, yeah, but, like, when you guys, the way that you guys market it with the blue, sorry, Ernie, what is it again?
The cranberry ginger ale, right? And then the blue, that's what I made it with anyway. I thought that's how you guys made it.
Jeez, you guys are doing some Frankenstein stuff there.
That's what I saw at the event that I did, and I was like, oh, that looks amazing. I'm like, I bet you they just mix the red and the blue. What could I do there?
Is it purple Jesus?
Yeah, it's purple Jesus.
It's purple Jesus, so it's fruity grape juice and White Lightning.
Okay, so that's clearly not what I did.
So just so you know, my 90-year-old Nana was drinking that last Christmas. Yeah. She was like, give me some more of that purple Jesus.
So now I got to call it I'm going to call it Franken Purple Jesus then, I guess.
Oh, man, that was a hit. Seriously, I probably had like 8 people drinking that at my last Christmas party. They were asking for it, so...
That's wicked.
It's top notch. Yeah, that's for sure. It was awesome.
So what's that recipe again?
What did you do?
It was the red, the cranberry ginger ale.
So cranberry ginger ale.
Yep. And the blue raspberry moonshine.
Your specific blue raspberry.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh man.
Like I say,
try
it was.
Some of that tomorrow.
So right. So I'm making it, and I'm taking a sip, and I'm like, this is really bloody good. No wonder so many people were drinking it. So I'm passing it around, and everybody's like, well, you got to make me some. And the funny thing is, I didn't even have a jar. I had my mom bring it over because I'm like,
she went and bought a jar.
I said, I haven't got a chance to go down and see Ben yet. I said, so can you bring your jar with you? Because I said, I gotta make this drink for a couple people here. And she's like, yeah, no problem. So it was actually at Christmas time. And for Christmas, somebody actually got me a jar of it. So like,
it was me.
You got me the jar of it. So then
we cracked into it.
Yeah. So then when everybody came over, my mom had hers, and I had mine, and I think we polished off hers within a second.
And then 2 weeks later, my 2 cousins that are legal drinking age, they went and bought some more from you just because of the Christmas party. So it ended up working out.
So yeah, your drink that you didn't make was a hit. By the way,
I was making moonshine drinks all night for my whole family at Christmas, so it was awesome. Yeah.
God, what a Christmas!
Right? it was pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh man, sorry to interrupt all that. So you guys are now being shelved by the LCBO. So like, how are you coming up with all this stuff? Like, what's the I don't want to ask about recipes and stuff, but what's the process like of getting like all the equipment and like your like you guys are in Elmira, right?
Oh yeah, we're in Elmira.
Yep.
And we're just where the Petro Canada is in the food lane there. We're right behind the Petro Can, and basically to bring all the equipment in, I had to explosion proof the distillery side. So being in a confined space and dealing with a vapor that's like gas and can explode, you have to put in certain implements such as LEL detectors, so the lower explosive limit detectors, alarms, audible, visual. We have this big fan that's also explosion proof, and it could suck you right out of it, kind of thing. It's a pretty powerful fan.
Couldn't just put like a canary on the wall, eh?
Yeah,
they don't do that anymore.
Wish.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
No.
If the bird's dead, run.
I wish. So much cheaper.
Oh my God, Ernie.
Yeah. No, but it was wild getting it all in, and the guy who ended up designing all 5 of the Appleton's rum stills designed our still for us, and we brought it in, set it up, and that was a sight in half itself, because the one column that we have, it's 924 kilograms, and you had to put that on top of its stand. So there's only myself and my one employee in there the one night, and we decided we're going to get it on its stand. So we hooked it up to the forklift, and that was crazy. And then we strapped the hell out of it, stood it up, and I had him stand underneath it there, and we just kind of guided it onto the stand, and it worked out perfectly. But I'm telling you, probably never do that again.
Yeah, I bet.
Man. Yeah, for people listening, if you haven't gone to go see Ben set up he's got down there, you've got to go see the distillery. It is amazing looking, and it's really pretty looking too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. It's an awesome place to go check it out. Yeah.
Make sure you wave at the bird on the wall.
There's no bird.
So did everything that you brought in for the still, where did all that stuff come from?
So it's an American company. However, the products came, like the parts of the still came from overseas, and then we had it shipped in to the distillery. So it didn't even land on American soil there. It just came straight to Canada, and yeah.
Do you need
we put it up?
Sorry, so obviously you would have a permit for like what you're using it for, but like I can imagine like you would get like so many questions about like what's that border patrol, like they have dog sniffing things for if people have dirty underwear in their bags, but I can imagine with a giant $900 pound still coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you have to actually have a letter and stuff, and like from the CRA, like stating what you're doing and your license numbers and things. But the first time that we ever brought our first still over, we kind of lucked out because it just looked like a barrel, and then we had the whole still component down inside the barrel with the lid on top. Yeah, so no questions asked.
Just put it in the letter. Listen, I used to use this stuff out in the woods. I'm actually doing it legit this time. You should be happy.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
Better safe now than
yeah. Petey's there to keep an eye on things. It's okay.
Gosh.
Yeah. One of the craziest stories actually I have is so when I first started the distillery there, we ended up getting into the LCBO relatively quick, and it got to the point where I was driving back and forth between Shelburne and Elmira. So you're out there, you're working. Oh yeah, you're out there, you're working and getting everything done, and then you're having to go home. That's an hour drive back, and you're just wasting 2 hours. So what I did one night was I filled up a few 5-gallon buckets of like high proof alcohol, stuck it in the truck and in the cab of the truck, and headed home. And I ended up going through a ride program.
Oh no!
While I'm there, so I got all these buckets of alcohol in the back of the truck. And the cop, I rolled down the window, and he just said, "You smell like booze. Pull over." So I pulled over, and gave him a breath test, and he's like, "So why the strong smell of alcohol?" And I told him, I was like, "I got moonshine in the buckets. I'm going home to bottle it. It's all legit, legal. Here's my business card." And yeah, he ends up coming out from time to time now. And,
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my
Holy cow.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
I'll check out the local moonshine place.
Yeah.
That's a good story, man.
Oh, it's awesome. And like there's no PP guys, so one time, came in cruiser. It's been funny. I've had a few characters come through the distillery, that's for sure.
That's awesome.
No doubt,
Oh my
no
gosh.
doubt. But it's it's amazing product. Let me tell you. Like I'm trying to find time to get down there because I want to try the lemon one. Looks amazing.
Yeah, no, that one's pretty good actually. You mix that in with a bit of Sprite, away you go.
Away you go.
So I actually had a request from someone who said, when you're talking to Ben, ask him about a couple of things that you can mix some stuff with. So obviously, I gave you my science project, my super duper purple Jesus juice. But the caramel one, that was one that I had a request to ask you for. What would you mix that for? Like, what would you make with that?
That one's actually kind of cool because it's considered layered moonshine, right? So you get it all after the fact. But what you mix that with is you can do the caramel apple sangria. But if you want to make it easy and you want something real boozy, just toss it in 1-to-1 with apple pie, and you got yourself a candy apple shot.
Oh!
Game changer.
So
Holy shit.
both moonshines together.
Both moonshines together in a shaker
yeah.
over ice. Shake 15-20 seconds, strain out. It's awesome.
Can people buy your stuff online?
Oh yeah, so we ship across Canada.
Okay.
The majority of our flavors are up online and things. The newer flavors are not up there just yet.
Like the chocolate one,
Right.
the one that you guys just did there.
Oh yeah, chocolate peanut butter cup one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
That one, yeah, you dip marshmallows in that one, man.
Marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh, what was
Sit around the campfire, toast up some marshmallows.
The other
dip
one
it in it.
What was the other one I
Ooh, that
didn't
sounds
try?
nice.
I'm trying to think. What was the one? The cream one. The
Maple cream.
The maple cream. So it was funny. I was doing the event there, and I said, "Man, there's two I gotta try." And you're like, "Yeah, go up to the bar and try it." I went up there, and they're like, "We're all out of that one." Of course, I'm like, "Of course you are." But then I tried the. So I got to try the peanut butter one. And that was that was good.
So people that are listening can go on your website. What is it? So Murphy's Law. What's the website?
Moonshine.com.
Moonshine.com. And also, is there like a link via the Instagram as well?
Yep. So our tags are just at Murphy's Law Moonshine
Mm-hmm.
for both Facebook and Instagram. And if you're a diehard and you want to follow us on Twitter, it's Murphy's Law Shine. But
Ooh.
you're waiting there for probably 6 months before I tweet again.
That's all right,
So-
man.
Yeah, I don't Twitter.
Yeah, we don't twit.
I don't twit of the or.
Yeah, we're not even the podcast isn't even on the Twitter. So it's not just you running the place, right? Like, who else do you have involved with the moonshine business, like family wise, I guess?
Okay, so family-wise, I got my younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
But he's actually down on scholarship playing hockey in Arizona
Wow.
at the
cow.
moment. So
Ew.
he's killing it down there. But when he comes back, he's full-time at the distillery. And when he graduates, he becomes partner in it as well. And
You should call him the lighting technician as well, because he and I were trying to figure out that fancy light that you bought for the event.
Oh, shit.
You mean for the
Yeah,
charity event?
that DJ light that you bought upstairs that were like,
yeah.
where's the
Yeah.
manual for this thing?
Yeah. Man, that thing's got so many buttons on it. Man.
That's why you hire a
Stupid
professional.
as shit.
You just do moonshine. You don't do lighting. Let's make
Oh,
that
yeah.
clear. So,
Yeah.
so you got like a family of kind of like a thing going on. You got everybody helping out and all that fun stuff.
And then my parents, they're always in. They're always helping out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
like-
cool, man.
So
Yeah, my girlfriend too. She's pointing at herself. She's like, "What about me?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
You're
leave
in
her
there,
out. She's in there
Yeah.
too. She's helping out, selling stuff. So I gotta ask, how long does it take? So from start to finish, how long does it take to make to go to a full jar of like sellable moonshine?
Alrighty, so that is a good question. When we first started, it was 21 days, and we would only get, say, 15 to 18 gallons, okay, of liquor. And what we were doing there is we had the old milk tanks that we were fermenting in. And then when we upgraded, everything got cut down to 6 days.
What?
Yeah, 6 days in terms of time, because it's all closed circuit now. But then we also produce, in 6 days, we produce 100 and change gallons.
Whoa.
You know?
Holy cow.
Oh my
So
gosh. 106 gallons?
Yeah, 100 and change. But what that is like high octane stuff. So we can pump out some massive drinks with that. And then coming up, we're bringing in 2 10,000 liter tanks and just getting those installed too. So we're going to be running.
I was going to say, like, do you have enough space in that room for all that?
Well, there's not going to be many more events in that room, I'll tell you.
I was going to say, because we were
Yeah.
kind of dancing on top of each other in there before, right?
Yeah. So the neat thing about the 10,000 liter tanks is they don't take up any more space on the floor as the tanks that are in there now.
Mm-hmm.
But vertical space, they go, I want to say 2 feet shy of the roof.
Wow.
Holy cow. And you got tall roofs in there. It is not
Yeah,
tiny.
27-foot ceiling.
Cathedral ceilings in there, that's for sure.
Oh man.
Holy cow.
So do you run 24/7? Like how? Like what's the?
During the summer when my brother's home, we're running roughly 16 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just pumping stuff out. We're in the midst of getting a new bottling line brought in because we have a 4-bottle filler and we've had to contract out some things in terms of filling.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting a truck in to fill for us.
Mm-hmm.
But 4-nozzle filler, that takes some time. So we're standing there with this thing and 4 bottles every 25 seconds, and it's a nightmare, man. So 16 hours a day during the summer, about 12 hours a day until my brother gets back home.
Wow.
So what was that on your story there? I saw the one big hose was going into a jug, and then you had one smaller
What was
can
going on there?
was catching something.
I saw that too. This past week.
Oh yeah. So we were just the one was a barrel strapped onto a forklift there. We had that barrel full of like I want to say 82% liquor, and we're dumping it into a tote. So what we do is we blend, and we take all that liquor, put it in a tote, and we take Martin's apple cider, and then put it in on top of that, and some cider, some nutmeg, some cloves. Toss that all in there, and then we do a few other things.
Yeah, don't keep your
I was gonna say,
keep your secrets to yourself. Yeah.
I got the secrets.
I'm writing it down here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
how much?
How many cloves?
How
are we
many
talking?
cloves?
No.
Yeah, how many cloves? How many liters?
Yeah.
Where's the corn coming from?
Yeah.
What kind of apples are you using?
Martin's apple cider. I'm writing that down.
Martin's. Yeah.
There's a lot of Martins around, so we gotta figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Especially around here. Oh man, that's so funny. So sorry, continue. So you're.
Oh yeah, no. So we do that, and that was just one big tote. If everything goes right, we got a few big things that are going to be happening. So we signed contract negotiation a little while ago that'll put us into 13 different countries.
What?
Holy cow.
So it's we're hoping here soon we start shipping and things, but we got a few more hoops to jump through, and then we've been looking at a new bottling system that's going to be able to do up to 300 bottles a minute. Now, mind you, we're not Bacardi or anything like that, but it'll allow us to grow and expand already where we are. So we should be seeing that hopefully within the next few months, but just kind of keeping on with what we're doing and growing the LCBOs and stuff like that. We have a few other brands that are going to be coming to market here soon that are really interesting. So one is like vegan, gluten-free, like everything.
What? How do you?
What?
Yeah.
Don't tell me how you're gonna do that, but that sounds really.
You're not going to put any more meat in it?
Oh, exactly, man.
How? I was going to say you need more. You need more steak.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bacon moonshine. Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there.
Oh, and like this one, bacon moonshine. That wouldn't be damn bad.
See?
Throw that down.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I just want my face on the jar. That's it.
All right. That's what we'll do.
We'll call it the PM&A Bacon Podcast.
PM&A bacon moonshine.
Oh,
Making bacon.
Oh god.
Making bacon.
Oh god. Sorry, man. Go ahead. Everybody's interrupting you the whole fucking
My
time.
stupid ideas.
So, like, I know you have the apple pie. You got the was it
Blue raspberry,
raspberry.
lemon, caramel,
so
lime.
but you're coming out with some new stuff that people haven't seen yet. You don't say the names, obviously, but you're coming out. You're planning like some new stuff. So,
for the new stuff there, it's actually not us. It's other brands.
Oh.
We're just producing for them. So
Okay.
we've been contracted to do that. But there's quite a few that are looking really promising when they enter into the LCBO and things. So everything from that, like vegan, gluten-free, one all the way up to one of the gins that'll be coming out. Basically, we just produce the alcohol for them, and then they do the other components.
awesome.
Wow.
What's possible with moonshine? Like, would you be able to do upcoming with the fall season? Would you ever be able to do like a pumpkin moonshine?
I'll tell you something. I tried that once, and that'll never be again until I get over that one time. It was awful.
Oh.
Yeah.
But,
Sounds like the pumpkin spice bloody latte. That is. So. Hashtag I pass. Make the bacon one. Fuck the pumpkin. Go with bacon.
Easy.
You don't win friends with pumpkins.
I'm just saying, like, it's a fall thing. People like pumpkin
Yep.
tasting everything, so
You're gonna fall on your sword on that one.
I guess the pumpkin one didn't go so well.
oh God, no.
Yep.
Okay,
That's a bad patch.
let's just stick with the old apple pie. That's a good.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good fall one. People like apple pie around the fall season, so. Oh man.
Do you have a lot of people that'll send you like recommendations or like, oh, you should try this or oh, you should try that?
Oh yeah. And you know what? There are a lot of great ideas that come with it. It's just for us, it's time and it's space and it's capability and all that. You know, so we've heard a lot of things and we've tried a lot of things, and some have been very solid and others you'll wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, especially when the stuff that you're putting in it could be almost more expensive than the moonshine itself, right?
Oh yeah, that happens more often than not. You know, like we have one that's a habanero pepper, and that is like spicy as all hell. But you're dropping pounds on pounds on pounds of habaneros down liquor, and you're just letting it steep, so it's getting all that oil out of the pepper, and it's making it hot. But that there, like the peppers end up costing more than the liquor.
I can imagine though, like after like pounding like a week of that stuff there, I'm sure everybody's breathing great for a while.
Oh yeah, like my brother and I, we don't do it. There's a guy named Randy in there, and he's been with us like since the very beginning. He's just turned 63 there yesterday, but he puts on his mask, safety goggles, and has at the peppers because
Jesus,
like, you're just coughing.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Shut up, Ernie. Jesus Christ. Oh man. So like, out of all the flavors and stuff, like, what's your favorite?
Personally, right now, it's the White Lightning.
Hmm.
You know, just clean and gets you to where you want to be, and you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I've tried quite a bit of them. I did try the White Lightning, and then I tried the the blueberry raspberry, and I've liked that one so far just because I can put a lot of stuff into it, and the White Lightning was, I'm like, whew, this is kind of harsh.
Yeah.
But it was good though. Don't get me wrong, it was really good. I just like the blueberry one. I want to try I want to try the citrus one you have, and I have not tried the maple cream one yet. That one looks really good. Do you have to mix that with anything, that maple cream one?
No, not at all. But
I was going to say, didn't look like it.
Pretty good.
Ooh,
But,
coffee. That's a great idea. That's way better than, like, what are the Baileys?
Mm-hmm.
That's a way better idea than Baileys.
I hate Baileys.
And neat thing about both our creams, so our chocolate peanut butter cup is actually peanut free, and then our maple cream is actually lactose free.
Oh, there you go. You're not messing around.
But they both have. They both have.
Corner all the markets.
Oh, man.
Is there a big demand for that gluten free and all that? Do you have quite a bit of people like, oh, I'd buy this, but I'm kind of watching what I put in my mouth.
Oh yeah, you get those people all the time. But the thing about any spirit is it's automatically gluten free. You're distilling all the nutritional properties out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking it back down to a gas. But people are very conscious of what goes in their products and things, and they'll read the labels and so on and so forth. And that's the neat thing about us, is if you are a gluten-free person, we only use corn. So there's no wheat in any of our products, and never touches our tanks. And it's it's a pretty good process. But then we also get people that ask us, is this organic corn? And like,
how is this corn treated?
It's moonshine.
Did they talk nicely to the corn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the corn safely distributed
Yes.
among the other corn? So talking about that, like it's kind of like, like a new fad and stuff. Are you feeling like there's like a new kind of like trend towards moonshine, and like, well, obviously there's like a trend towards like craft beer, but like, are you feeling that kind of on your end as well? Like, people are like, oh, moonshine, that's like the new like cool thing. Like, I feel like that's a pretty interesting thing, like the view of it.
Yeah. You know what? In the very beginning, there was a lot of education that was going in behind it, because people were like, you'd always get that kill you, make you go blind kind of hex on it. But now people are opening up more about it, and the fact that we get a ton of people that go down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee for Old Smoky, Sugarland, and then they come back and they go, oh, we never knew you guys were here. We never knew moonshine was in Canada. And they find us, and they become our regulars and things like that. And when certain people try, like the apple and stuff, they get hooked on it, and it becomes one of their mixers and additive to sangrias and so on and so forth. But it's definitely getting more trendy, and more people are becoming aware of it, and we see it too, which is real nice.
Yeah, that's gotta, like, because, like, most people, I know most people that dip into the spirits and stuff like that, they're in for, like, especially Canada. They're into the ryes, they're into the whiskeys and stuff like that, but not a lot of people say they have on their shelf is a nice moonshine. But it's like, I know that on my shelf I've had your apple pie on my shelf, I've had the blueberry, I haven't bought the White Lightning.
I've tried the peach one. Peach
you know
one's
what I
really
mean?
good
So
too.
like, it's kind of cool to have that added onto the old, like, the whiskey shelf, or like the liquor shelf, to be like, yeah, I got some good moonshine. Like, to add that on there. Like, I have some really good quality moonshine. Do you want to try it? And they're like, yeah, let me try it. And that's what happened at Christmas. The story that we told about everybody trying the moonshine drink. Like, everybody drinks beer at Christmas, but did you try the moonshine? You know what I mean? Like, that was definitely a new thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the nice thing is, sorry, go ahead.
And we're finding a lot more bars are getting on board with it too, So even in the, I want to do a little shout out here kind of thing, but even in, say, Cambridge and KW, you have Old Marina, which is over in Pushland.
Yep.
They're carrying us. You got Jack's Family Restaurant in St. Jacobs carrying us. The Bruce is carrying us. There's places everywhere, and I've heard that the Pickle Barrel in Cambridge too, there's carrying one of our products.
Where's the Pickle Barrel?
That's on Highway 24. That's awesome, man.
That's
so
the old
cool.
Beaver and Bulldog. Is it that old one?
Nope. That's a different restaurant. I'll have to show you that later. It's on 24 right beside Swiss Chalet.
Swiss Chalet, yeah, I know what we're talking about.
That
now.
is awesome. That is so cool that the local
Thank you.
businesses are bringing it up, man. That is so cool.
Yeah, and like a few golf courses have taken it on too, which is it's kind of crazy because you think like, well, people who are out golfing, the last thing they want to drink is moonshine, but no, they're digging into it, you know.
Yeah, like because you would think that like if I go out to a nice restaurant with a steak or something, I might order like a nice scotch to go with my steak, but if you got moonshine on the menu, why not? What have you ever heard of that pairing good with anything like a moonshine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pairs good
Our
with
moonshines, like if you want to do anything that's smoked, meat, brisket, you throw some ribs in there. Man, after dinner stuff too, like vanilla ice cream. Pour some of our maple, like the lady maple or the maple cream over that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, the pepper shine and barbecue sauce to really spice things up. The apple pie and barbecue sauces and rubs. Like there's a ton of things that you can do with
the
moonshine.
We should get you collaborated with. There's this local guy we had on the podcast maybe about a month ago. His name is Cooking with Clint, and he does barbecuing, and he has a brand rep for the broking rep, and he's always mixing different types of things. I'm gonna get him on board with your moonshine and maybe like get it in like a barbecue sauce. That would be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna post him on this and tell him to get on board with the Murphy's Law, like mix it in with some sort of a sauce or something, and you guys can collaborate. That would be awesome.
Make him a super duper Jesus juice, and then yeah.
Oh man, that's funny how we like made up our own like what we thought.
I
was...
swear to God, that's what I thought was.
I thought like we made up our own purple Jesus, but it ended up being that was a straight moonshine.
No, because that's what it was, purple, and I was like, I never really got a chance to taste it because there was a couple of people standing beside my booth. I'm like, that smells really good. What is it? They're like, oh, it's purple Jesus. It's so good. I was like, I should go over and try one.
It was good. Yeah.
But I didn't want to be sloppy hands. So,
man, you do some good stuff, man. Like, so I don't know if I asked this question before, but I know why you started moonshining. But like, do you enjoy it? Do you love it? Obviously, you love what you do.
Oh yeah, love it. Like, I have to say, if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll tell you, there's days where I absolutely hate it, too, because with business and, like, with the taxation in the market, too, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails, you know? You're putting all this work in, and then you're sending the bulk majority of what you're making over to the government.
Yeah.
You know, every single month, and it's like, you didn't help with one step of this, and it's not your average taxes that every business pays. Like, we're paying over 50% of our funds to the government. So
what you should do, just shut the doors, go build a
rogue?
shack. Yep, go rogue. You got lots of land out there. Yep. I didn't see anything if you didn't see anything.
Oh man.
You know how many of those kind of guys we actually get into the place asking us to try it? And is it any good? Can you test it? It's like, yeah.
You're just like, how many people are watching this conversation?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's nuts, and it's like, you know what you're doing, it's illegal. And
You could blow up your house if you're not doing it right. Yeah, if you're making moonshine and you're like, I know I was watching this documentary. I always forget his name. It's like I think his name was like Silly Pete or something. And so the process he was showing was when it's like boiling, like and so the stuff that comes out in these jars, the first jar,
to make it go, yeah.
The first jar being the strongest, and then the last jar being the most distilled, based off of strength. And the guy is just like taking that first jar and just really like getting into it, like. I can
want to make you go blind,
like legit, like it's like strong, like
that's what I'd be saying to them. Like, for you, like, I got a hard enough time here, and I don't need to lose my sight too. Thank you very much.
Oh my god!
You really look at some people, and you're just kind of wondering, like, how are you still alive? Like, there's certain things that people say when they're distilling, and it's crazy. And then there's some other guys that come in, and what they say is like, yeah, you should actually consider opening up a shop, you know. But yeah, no, like the part that you're talking about there, that kill you, make you go blind piece, that's the 4 shot. So with alcohol, you're boiling off before water, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting impurities in that, and things like that. That is just lethal.
Yeah. Do you have like a personal stash of like things where you're like, this is just for us, this is off to the side, this is not for the market kind of thing?
And you know, there might be.
Yeah, I guess you can't say, but I mean, like, if it's not for sale, you can't really like.
There was that time the weed fell in the moonshine.
Is that even a thing? Could you even like maybe incline to like involve that kind of like an ingredient like marijuana?
Oh yeah. So it's funny that you say that. We were actually we were approached by a big company out of, I want to say it's California. They're going to fly us into Illinois, Chicago there, to visit a distillery that's currently infusing marijuana and stuff. And they wanted to do it in the Canadian market, but there's a few things surrounding the Canadian market and distilled spirits that you can't put THC into the spirit itself. You're allowed CBD.
CBD, yeah, because you can't have anything that would be like a hallucinogen, yeah.
Yeah. And we ended up declining to do it. Just, yeah, and it would have been crazy, but for us, it's like you're going through one process already to make alcohol, to have that license, to keep it all on board. Now you're wanting to introduce something that's brand new to Canada into the product, and it's like the regulations surrounding it are probably they're strict right now, but I would assume that they're probably going to be changing too, and everything that you got to do today. You know, so just with that and the headache that would come along with that, I decided, you know,
it's quite a process. Like, we were even talking to a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple episodes ago, to a local bakery cafe. We were talking about infusing. Not that we're like, Ernie and I are not keen on it. We're not partakers of marijuana, but to infuse like marijuana into like donuts and stuff like that, like, because it's becoming such an interesting market. Like, there's money to be made. Obviously, you have all these new groweries and grow ops that are legal. You know, asking local businesses if they're even interested in getting involved with that. It's quite a lot of hoops even from their end, they were saying as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's people who are making a living off of getting companies licensing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's insane how that market in a short span of time has just boomed.
You were saying you had that run in with the law trying to get your moonshine across there. Has there been any other crazy stories that you know, when you're maybe not transporting it, but at your shop or?
Yeah, like there's. Man, you're making me think here.
Nothing incriminating.
Sorry,
of course.
man. We asked the hard questions on the podcast.
Oh no, there's nothing incriminating, but I've like.
It can be incriminating. We can bleep it out.
Oh yeah. I've had a few Mennonites, you know, park their horse and buggy across the street, walk across, and come in for some shine.
Yeah, they're not going to be listening to the podcast.
I was going to say, did they say it went really well with
their wine? Yeah, but they're not going to be listening to the podcast. It's not like they got an Apple iPhone.
They got a crank.
They're not listening to the podcast.
Listen to the PM&A while we churn butter.
Yeah. No, there's been that, and like on the positive side, we've won a few international awards, and that was crazy because who we were competing against. Here's one. I'll toss one out here. So when we first got started, my brother was taking a year off between high school and university just to put some weight on and work and make some money and things. So him and I decided, you know, we'll enter into this international competition, and it's the New York International Spirits Competition. So we got entered, and everything like that. And it was pretty penny to get in. It was something like $400 US a product to just enter. And we paid that out. And we go to the post office here in town and say, we're wanting to ship this. And they ask us what it is. And we told them alcohol, like moonshine. They're like, well, you can't ship that. So we're like, okay. So we decided, well, we'll try a different place. And we went to FedEx. So we go into FedEx, and the person there, again, you know, like, asked us, what is it? And we're like, oh, well, we heard that we can ship this here, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, you can't. So I ended up calling FedEx, and I was like, why are we hearing one thing at the front desk and another thing? I believe it was just on the phone. They're like, well, you evidently can't ship alcohol through there. But the lady on the phone was like, but if you drive across the border into Buffalo and you ship through FedEx in Buffalo,
there you go,
you'll be fine. So, you know, we decided one morning we're going to take a drive down to Buffalo, and we go to the Walmart to package everything because we didn't want to cross the border with it packaged and have to open everything up, right? So we go over to Walmart and we get a little box for it, and the brown wrapping paper, some tape. Then we wrap it all up. And we go over, it's close to the airport there, but we go over to the FedEx and we decide, like, we walk in and say, we're going to mail this. And she's like, what is it? And I told her, it's maple syrup. And she's like, okay.
It's from Canada. Hell, it could be maple syrup.
Well, yeah, I gave her a Florida number, a Washington address.
Jesus.
And I was sitting outside with an Ontario plate on, so she probably knew something wasn't right. But yeah, so we're in there and we're standing there with this box, right? It's all wrapped up, and she's like, well, we can't ship like that. We need you to put it in a FedEx box. And at this point, I'm kind of like, shit, you know, because we're going to take this jar out in front of her. So I toss the box to my brother. I tell him to go outside, and I'm going to grab this FedEx box, and he doesn't hear me, like, on what to do. So basically I had to hit him, grunt at him, and get him to go outside, and then I walk outside with the box, and we end up putting it all back in. She's like, you sure this is maple syrup? Oh, yeah. And she gave us this huge story about how these x-ray machines are just pulling things off and how it's a federal offense to ship alcohol and blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
So at the very end there, she's like, are you sure this is not alcohol? And I said, absolutely. So we got our asses back in the car, took off like a rocket, ended up going down a one-way street the wrong way.
Yeah.
That
Get
was
back
just
over the
nightmare.
border. Get back over the border.
Yeah.
Safe
It
and
was
sound.
insane. But it made it to the competition, which was cool, and we ended up taking a bronze.
What?
At that one, bronze
Wow.
medal.
What a retreat that was just to get it in the competition.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
How the
stellar.
hell did they expect you to get it sent there? Like, did they want you to drive it down yourselves or what?
I have no idea. I asked them in the end. They're like, yeah, FedEx it. It's like,
Oh my
no
God.
shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Tried in 2 different countries.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
If it gets pulled, some guy in Washington's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some guy in Florida's going to be getting a
Some poor guy.
I don't know.
He's got to knock on the door.
Maple syrup.
Excuse me, sir.
What the
Maple syrup, eh?
What are you talking about?
Say hello to Dr. Watts.
Yeah. Shit, it was.
Oh
it was
my
nuts.
god, that's hilarious. So, oh man, so I can't even ask any more questions. I guess like you've asked, like, so you know what I asked why you do it and what you do, and so it's you just so people know where it's located. Can you throw out the address and stuff for people?
So it's at 90-year-old Martin Drive
9-year-old Mount. Yeah.
in Elmira.
Yeah.
And
Elmira,
it's the,
Ontario.
Elmira, Ontario, and it's the middle of the whole building there. So we got the whole middle 2 units and stuff, and hopefully plans to take over the whole thing in the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you were looking to expand that anytime soon.
Yeah, we're looking at extending. We're already cramped for space, so Ernie, I'm sure you remember the first time you were in, how tight it was, and then second time you were in, I believe we just took over the second side there.
Yeah, it was still in just the one building where you did the bar part of it. But yeah, you were saying you were on the other side, and it's not like you can make the roof any taller, so
Yeah.
That.
That's exciting. So how long have you actually been open now, did you say?
Did you say 3 years?
So we're in our fourth fiscal year now.
Fourth fiscal year, from March.
3 years
March.
into in the LCBO with the apple pie, and the fourth now. Mind you, I was incorporated and selling out to Alberta and BC before we opened up shop in Ontario.
So before you actually had that shop where you're at now, you were just doing it out of your residence then?
No. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah. I used to live in a warehouse.
Oh yeah, a little bunk bed.
Yeah.
So I was in the same unit, but I wasn't. There was no signage or anything like that, and I was just producing in the unit and shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no store, there was no signage. It was just all there. So where the store ended up being used to be the fermentation room. So we had like barrels out there and stuff, and yeah, we just grew rapidly.
Would you ever decide to maybe like your storefront to have like I don't know if you would do like a bar, but like to do something where it would be like, you know, come try our products if you want to come over for a drink. Like I know you do that with some of your events, but would you ever think to do like maybe a storefront kind of bar where it's like, you know, you'd have to hire a bartender obviously, but would that be something you would lean towards, do you think?
Absolutely. So certain things that we've talked about and would love to get people's input on this is we've been thinking maybe as a seasonal type of thing, have like a patio out the front, and then we're just tossing this name around, but Randy, who works for us, he's a pretty good cook, so we want to open up a little food truck out front there. That's Randy's Roadkill. Yeah.
Randy's Roadkill. That sounds awesome.
So like have your smoked meats and everything like that, and your burgers and all that jazz done up there, and then just be able to chill out on the patio and drink some shine.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You know? So you know what would go really good with barbecue is
moonshine.
Bacon moonshine.
Man, picture this, just a nice big Caesar with that bacon moonshine, some like bacon bacon bits as the rimmer.
Bacon infused hamburger.
Spicy bacon.
Yeah. Oh,
habanero and the bacon.
Whoever's listening to this, they need to like get on board with the moonshine for real.
It's all so good.
Yeah, man, you guys make good products.
Really is.
Like I've given your product as Christmas presents before. Like my uncle and I have this funny thing when it comes to key lime pie. So we were down in Florida and I tried maybe 4 or 5 different types of key lime pie. So it was always like an inside joke. So for Christmas I got him your moonshine key lime pie.
Oh, what did you think of that, by the way?
He loved it.
Did he?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Just for like moonshine, he was like, and he took like a couple sips. Like he put like we're gonna call 3 fingers worth in like a glass. He's like, oh man, I'm feeling this already. And he's like around like, yeah, you want to tap the brakes a little bit. That's Grandpa's cough medicine we're dealing with here, pal. Like that's not like some easy drinking stuff. Like it's some good stuff. So yeah, man.
And I guarantee that Christmas party, we at least sold at least 4 jars there.
Oh yeah.
It actually. So Jeremy was mentioning our cousin went in to come see you, and they went in. They had said that they had tried it, and you were like, oh, apparently somebody was there. Was like, oh, you know Ernie and Jeremy, and they're like, yeah. He's like, and somebody was there like, if you want to just wait, we'll make you another one. And
couple
I was
jars,
like,
not just one.
Yeah, they ordered a bunch.
They name dropped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they name dropped.
Yeah, we'll get a few of those people in now. You know what, Ernie and Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Make
a few more
yeah.
Tell them to knock it off with the stupid bacon thing.
Yeah. PM&A podcast. Oh. So, like, you were saying that you sold jars in BC. Like, have you sold jars all over Canada? Like, have you heard any crazy stories like that? Like, where you've sold to?
Oh yeah. So we've sold as far east as you can go.
Oh man.
So like out to St. John's, Newfoundland, Keithsbury area, and then all the way out west.
Oh wow.
Now when you're heading out east, it's all been private sales.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's harder getting the liquor board out there, so people ordering online.
Yeah.
And then when you're heading out west, we've actually we have a good agent out in BC, and last November there we did a big show, which is like it's more of just a industry show.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a lot of bars and restaurants and stuff coming out to it, and we were the only moonshine at the show, but it was cool. And then Alberta, same thing, you know.
Yeah,
so it's been a fun time.
Yeah. Do you have any like events coming up for people to want to know about, or anything planned for the next like little bit for people to come out to the Moonshine Distillery?
Yeah, so there's a few events that are coming up. We're doing a drink battle or pairing at Ernie's Roadhouse.
Yeah, you're doing it at my Roadhouse.
Oh yeah. But there we're against Rhythm and Brews Brewing.
Nice.
So if you want to come out and support, that'd be awesome. But yeah, no, there's that. Then iHeart Beers, we always turn up there. Those are a blast. London Food and Drink, Kitchener Food and Drink. We'll be doing those. And then there's a bar up in Georgetown there called the Appellation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're having their 1-year anniversary this September. And we'll be at that. But their primary drink is actually the Moonshine. And our brand is everywhere in there.
Cool.
And they make some wicked cocktails. Like their whole cocktail menu is Moonshine. And then there's another place up in Balla Falls, Ontario there called the Balla Falls Pub. And they're killing it with all the cocktails that they're making up. And the guy is originally from Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh.
Him and his wife own it, and they do amazing food, amazing drinks. It's an awesome place.
That's so cool.
What was the date for that Rhythm and Brews one? I was gonna write that down
Since
again.
it's our area, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's that's a good question. It's on the Instagram there.
I did see it there. I just didn't have it written down. I can ask you after.
I'll look it up.
Let me.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, if you can look it up, that'd be great.
But I was gonna say we could even promote that for you if you want. We'll throw a couple shout outs to let people know about that.
September 26th.
26th, that's what it was.
Okay.
I knew it was 20 something. 26th, and that was at my Roadhouse.
No, that's
Yep,
at
at
Rhythm
your
and Brews.
Roadhouse.
You said September 26th at Rhythm and Brews.
No, that's the name. He's going against Rhythm and Brews
Oh.
Yeah.
at Ernie's Roadhouse.
Oh.
That's
Okay,
that
we
one
should-
in
we should go
Hesper.
out. We should go
I
to
will
that.
go. I'll go.
Let's represent the PM&A podcast.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Shit.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure if you reach out to them, they probably want to have you in there
Yeah, we should check it
and
out.
stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
But
So
yeah, no, it's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
So moving forward, like what is something that like in a perfect world, if you could have it for like in there to make things quicker or faster, is there anything else that would make like I know it's like you're shooting them out like crazy right now as it is, but like to make production faster or to like to jarring and things like that, like how is your distribution working? Like are you guys like do you have a truck that you're taking everything to, or do they come to you to pick it up?
The LCBO comes to us to pick up 2 of the 3 products, and then the 1 product we're distributing it. So we go as far, like I'll drive up to just north of Sudbury and back in the day to drop some cases off and cut over to Trenton and things. So we go that far out, and as far south as like Fort Erie and Windsor. But what really ties us up is everything is relatively done by hand, you know, so filtering. We devised a filtration method that takes pectin out of a fruit-based juice without removing or without using any chemical enzyme. Received a grant from the Canadian government on that, but that is time consuming.
I bet.
You know?
Man, oh man.
So what part of production like do you stay like do you have your hand in like everything, or do you focus on something else and let the people that you hire kind of take care of everything else? Like I know you just said that you did a lot for the delivery stuff like that, and I imagine that's just time and time and time.
Yeah, so what I do is I do the spirits runs.
Hmm.
So all the cuts and everything, bringing it off the still, making sure that nothing is in there that shouldn't be in there, and the lab work. So making sure that the percentage is on point, the blending and all the sugars, like your natural sugars, are all the same as every single jar. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be.
my area.
Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be a taste tester too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
So how many staff do you actually have on board with you there?
So basically in peak season, we'll have between 6 and 8. And then when the show season stops and when the Christmas season dies down, we go down to about now 2 or 3.
Mm.
And then
So
that's
we're
just
not very-
everybody's in-house, eh?
Pardon?
Sorry, you were saying everybody. I was saying everybody's just in-house, basically, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're not huge in terms of staffing. We're just pump product out and
Yeah.
get it to where it's got to be.
But you were saying now though, with the LCBO, you're moving up another level. Like that may be next level there too, right? Especially with how much product that they're gonna eventually need now.
Exactly.
Because it is always pretty much sold out. Like when I go look at the apple pie, just for, like I say, I always want to go check it out to see if you guys are in there yet. And it's really cool to hear, like, when I go up to the counter, I'm like, you guys don't have any apple pie? They're like, no, that stuff sells out right away.
Yeah, I always have to, like, they always say you have to go to the distillery. That's what they always say to me.
Yeah. Because I was looking for, before I heard of you guys, I tried to get a jar of that other one we were talking about, and
White
like
Lightning?
everything. No, the apple pie one, and yeah, it looked like my 4-year-old daughter drew the label on it, and it was I could never get a chance to go in it, and every time I go in, I'd ask them about it. They're like, yeah, you're not really missing much. So then as soon as I was asking them about yours, it was kind of funny. It was the complete opposite. They're like, oh man, if you can get your hands on a jar of that, you got to get your hands on that.
Sure, they were pushing it for sure. Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. You know, it's nice having people at the LCBO like really promote local and Ontario craft and all that jazz.
Yeah, man.
Well,
So-
it's just nice that they yeah.
I know we're coming up to our couple hours we were talking, but I just wanted to ask, are you guys gonna come again this fall, or I guess it's springtime, with the Lady Maple moonshine?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing it again. We do it every year in April. This year, we just kind of, like, it wasn't a huge event.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do much advertising or anything for it, but we donated a fair amount of it to Diabetes Canada. So their golf tournament that they host, people would get the opportunity to walk away with a bottle of Lady Maple.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically the proceeds from all the bottles there went into it. So it was about $23,000 for them.
Whoa. Do you have any bottles
So-
left over?
Me?
Yeah.
We got a few.
All
We
right.
have a few.
Maybe we'll talk about it later. I'd like to get them.
He'd like to take a swing at one of them
Yeah, I'd love to get a bottle off.
because he just did a golf tournament.
Yeah, shut up, Ernie. Anyway, mate, I've never tried it, but I've only heard good things about it. But the Lady Maple, yeah.
It's done well for us, for sure.
Oh man.
Do you have a department that does like that I can talk to about this bacon moonshine, or is
No.
that just
That's
like,
him. You're talking to him right now. He's gonna say yes.
You're
He's gonna
talking to him.
say yeah.
So you're the one that handles everything like new wise the way that comes through?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool, man. He's the be all end all of all cool and not cool ideas. Moonshine.
You guys do like hats and shirts and stuff like that too, right?
Yep, we do everything from the Dickies button-down short sleeves to T-shirts, all caps. We got barbecue scrapers, the wooden ones, gift packs, pour spouts.
I got one of the hats. I love the hat. I get a lot of compliments on it. They're like, "Who the heck is that?" I'm like, "Gotta go out and see him."
But all your stuff.
You can you get all that stuff online as well?
Yeah. So there's certain things that you can get online that you can't even get in the store. Like you can get the black on gray, sweaters and the crew neck sweaters. Whereas in store you can only get the black hoodies with the bleached in logo and stuff. But we'll be coming out with more this Christmas and things.
Cool, man.
In terms of apparel.
For your mixes and all that, for the moonshine, like I was asking you about the caramel apple one and the concoction that I came up with, is that all stuff that you have online? Do you have some of that stuff online as well?
Yep. So you can check out all our recipes. We have actually a recipe tab there that you can go in and look at, and then if you're looking for different cocktails and stuff, you're actually able to buy the jar right from the store as well. There.
See, now I got to come up with another cool name for that one.
Well, I'm on the website right now, and I'm just checking it out. So people that are listening, you can go on the Murphy's Law Distillery, the Murphy's Law Moonshine.com, and they have all the recipes. You can order it online, and you can go to the LCBO, but you can also make the trip to the distillery itself and buy the stuff. It's great for parties, and it's great for everything. So
purple PMA juice.
No, it's already Jesus. It's purple Jesus.
Yeah, but it's not though. The purple Jesus is something different.
So the purple PMA juice is what?
It's red cranberry ginger ale.
Which you can't buy in Zara's.
Which you can't buy in Zara's.
Yeah, it's always limited.
Yeah, and the blue raspberry.
Maybe.
Because what? Okay, tell me again. What was the actual purple Jesus?
Is it White Lightning?
White Lightning and what?
Grape juice.
Just grape juice. That's it?
Yeah, I fucked that one up.
Oh God. Anyway. Ben.
All right, so I gotta ask, what does PMA stand for?
So that's a good question. So it can mean anything. So originally, PMA stand for positive mental attitude. I guess originally, but we've just it kind of became itself like, so that's like our MO, or what we call like an ethos. It's just like positive mental attitude. It's not like an acronym for anything PM&A. It's just PM&A. Like we have fun. As you know, you can hear, like, listen to our podcast. We have a good time, and we just like to talk, and how we stay positive. It's not negative. We don't talk about, like, a lot of other podcasts talk about, like, people killing each other and maybe politics or different things, and we just have people on, and we just chat and have a good time. So PM&A is just positive mental attitude, I guess. That's kind of our thing, I think.
Man, that's wicked.
Yeah. We were gonna call it Ernie Makes Stupid Jokes, but it was too long. So
yeah. Do you listen to other podcasts, man?
Do I listen to podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I listen to podcasts. So different ones all the time.
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
Gary Vaynerchuk.
No.
No, so he's a bit of a entrepreneur. Like guy, I shouldn't say a bit. He's a largely successful entrepreneur.
Cool.
Then
just like audiobooks and stuff like that.
Everybody's telling me that I need to get on audiobooks because I have a 4-hour drive on Fridays and Sunday nights, and I usually I download a whole whack of them, and I've saved up some ones that I really, really enjoy. Like I'll listen to a whole bunch of ours, and then I'll listen to a bunch of Rogan, and then the other one called The Fighter and the Kid, and they're longer one, like long form. But I've always been told that everybody's like, oh, get yourself an audiobook.
So is Gary Vaynerchuk, is that what you said?
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. He started up like a wine business. He has a book out and stuff. And
cool.
He's pretty cool. He's pretty loud, with his podcast and telling people. He's just a straight shooter.
Yeah, that's always good to have somebody who says what they're saying and knows what they're saying and isn't sugarcoating it. That's the best way to, That's the best way to do it. That's cool, man.
Nice. Well, is there anything else that you don't think that we covered that we could talk about? Because I think I've got all the questions. I was really, really excited to have a...
Do you have any questions for us?
Guys, just want to thank you for having me on the show, and
oh man,
I really appreciate the opportunity and stuff.
Yeah, we really appreciate you, man. We really appreciate you coming on. But thanks for coming on. You just do what you're doing, and hopefully we can get some people to come out and try some moonshine. And yeah, man, keep. I'm gonna come out next week. I'm gonna come out and buy some stuff off you.
I gotta get some.
What do you have in stock right now? What do you got going on the shelves? Everything?
Oh, we got everything. There's not our maple cream will be sold out by the end of tomorrow. for another week. That always sells out. But
Always.
yeah, no, we got everything there. Everything from firewater, habanero, like
Awesome.
13 different kinds.
Awesome.
Nice.
That is so cool. We really appreciate what you're doing, and we appreciate you coming on, man. All the best to you. Maybe we can have you on maybe in like another 6 months. After Christmas, we'll chat, see what's going on with your Murphy's Law Moonshine. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Would love it.
That'd be cool, man. And if you
Beautiful.
also, Ernie's gonna ask if you need him again for a
No, we'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll talk. A charity DJ event. You can hook him up to.
Yeah, I'll do that again. I'll message you though.
Thanks again, Ben.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
You take it easy,
thanks.
okay?
All right.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.